On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope at Ohio State University picked up something extraordinary, a sudden, strong, narrowband radio signal from space that lasted 72 seconds. It was so unusual that astronomer Jerry Eman circled the printout and wrote a single word beside it: Dao! That single moment sparked decades of speculation. Was it a cosmic accident, a misreading, or could it have been a deliberate transmission from an intelligent extraterrestrial civilization? For decades, scientists searched the same patch of sky near the constellation Sagittarius, hoping to hear the signal again. But it never came. Until now. In early 2025, radio observatories in both Chile and China independently reported a signal eerily similar to the original WO burst. Similar frequency, similar bandwidth, similar direction. Not only that, it seems to contain modulated patterns not seen in the original. This is not just a story of astronomy. It's a story about the limits of human understanding, government secrecy, and the terrifying possibility that we are not alone and never have been. A brief history of the original O signal. Let's start at the beginning. The original O! The signal was detected by the Big Air Radio Telescope in 1977. It lasted 72 seconds and came from the region of the sky near the constellation Sagittarius, close to the Chi-Sagittarius star group. The signal's frequency was 142456 MHz, extremely close to the hydrogen line. A frequency that many scientists believe would be the logical choice for interstellar communication. What made it stand out wasn't just the intensity, but the narrow band. Natural sources like pulsars or quasars usually emit broadband signals. The signal was tightly focused. This was not something easily explained by natural space noise. Despite extensive follow-up, it was never detected again. Its briefness and lack of repetition left scientists unable to confirm or explain it. But that didn't stop the world from wondering if, for one brief moment, we'd overheard a transmission from something or someone. The 2025 signal, deja vu or deliberate repeat. Fast forward nearly 50 years. In March 2025, two separate observatories, ALMA in Chile and the 500-meter aperture spherical telescope Fefester in China, reported a nearly identical radio burst, same narrow bandwidth, same frequency range, same part of the sky. But there was more. Unlike the original, the 2025 signal repeated, briefly, once every 22 minutes over a span of 2 hours. This time, algorithms detected a potential pattern in the signal's modulation. Researchers described it as structured, with sequences that resembled digital encoding, perhaps similar to binary. Astronomers worldwide are now scrambling to decode the message. SETI researchers have dubbed it DO Revisited. And the question now isn't just, did we hear something again? But was this second signal sent on purpose? What makes this signal so unique? In space, radio bursts are not uncommon. Pulsars emit pulses, black holes can twist electromagnetic waves, and supernova can radiate broadband noise. But the revisited signals are different in 4 key ways. First, its narrow bandwidth. It's confined to the 1420 MHz range, known as the water hole in radio astronomy because it's quiet, universal, and ideal for communication. Second, its consistency. The repeated 22-minute intervals are not something we've observed in any known natural phenomenon. No celestial object pulses like that. Third, its source location. Once again, the signal originates from the same region near Chi-Sagittarius. There's no known star system with technological civilizations there yet. And finally, the pattern. SETI scientists believe they may have found repeating strings, sequences of on-off tones consistent with code. While still unconfirmed, this is what separates a natural signal from a technological one. Could this be a hoax or Earth-based interference? Naturally, skepticism is high. Could the signal be a case of Earth-based radio interference? That possibility is taken seriously by SETI and all radio observatories. But the 2025 detection occurred in 2 hemispheres, thousands of kilometers apart, using different equipment and confirmation protocols. Moreover, the signal appeared only when pointed toward Sagittarius and disappeared when telescopes were turned elsewhere. This spatial consistency rules out local interference like satellites or cell towers. No human-made source aligns that precisely with deep space, a hoax, nearly impossible. The data was gathered by real-time spectrum analysis under secure, verified conditions. The odds of two separate facilities being fooled at the same time in the same way are microscopic. Mathematical anomalies in the signal, what makes scientists especially excited and nervous, are the mathematical properties hidden in the 2025 burst. Analysts claim the signal's modulation contains prime number spacing, a telltale signature often proposed in theoretical alien messaging. One sequence, detected in the amplitude modulation, includes a pattern resembling 2-3-5-7-11. That might sound coincidental until you realize this was proposed by Carl Sagan decades ago as the simplest way for aliens to prove intelligence. Broadcast mathematics that doesn't occur in nature. SETI's current task is to separate noise from intention, but if those patterns hold up under further scrutiny, we may be looking at the first true alien transmission that humanity has ever received and understood. What does NASA know, and why the silence? Within 48 hours of the signal's public disclosure, NASA, the European Space Agency, and China's CNSA issued oddly synchronized press releases. Each emphasized that more study was needed, warned against jumping to conclusions, and made one thing clear: no evidence of extraterrestrial origin has been confirmed at this time. And yet, leaked internal emails, published anonymously by someone claiming to work at NASA, suggest a different tone behind closed doors. One message allegedly described the signal as non-random and very concerning. Another warned of the public reaction if the modulation was confirmed as artificial. Are agencies hiding something? Or are they simply being cautious? Either way, the uniform messaging has sparked a wave of conspiracy theories, fueled by the fact that SETI's primary server went offline for over 12 hours the day after the detection. Coincidence or containment? The message itself are we decoding alien language. For decades, linguists and codebreakers have prepared for this exact moment. How to detect and interpret an extraterrestrial language. The Dubbo! Revisited signal is currently undergoing multi-layered decoding attempts. Some believe the signal contains a base 12 numerical system. Others claim it may use Fibonacci sequences as structural markers. Still others propose that it's a kind of seed code, meant to be simple, geometric, and universally recognizable like a Rosetta Stone for first contact. So far, no definitive message has emerged. But even now, private groups, AI researchers, and independent analysts are running decryption algorithms, hoping to find patterns, blueprints, or even an interstellar hello. If the message is real, it may not be words. It may be mathematics, audio, or even imagery encoded in frequencies. Ancient astronaut theorists and the return narrative, the reappearance of the Tao! Signal has reignited ancient astronaut theories. For decades, fringe researchers have claimed that Earth was once visited by advanced civilizations, possibly seeding humanity or interacting with ancient cultures. Structures like the pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, and the Nazca Lines are often cited as evidence of these visitations. Now, with the return of the Labaro! Signal, some theorists argue we're not witnessing first contact, but renewed contact. Could it be that we're being reactivated, monitored again after thousands of years of silence? Some point to prophecies across cultures, the Hopi, Sumerian, and even Hindu epics, that speak of star beings returning in a future age. Could 2025 be the year these prophecies begin to manifest in modern science? It sounds far-fetched, until you realize that the evidence has finally leapt from mythology to instrumentation. Skeptics weigh in. Could there still be a natural explanation? Skeptics in the scientific community urge caution. Dr. Susan Clemens, an astrophysicist at Caltech, reminds us that space is vast and filled with surprises. We're still discovering new kinds of radio emissions every year, she says. Until the signal is repeated and fully decoded, we cannot confirm intelligence. Others suggest that the signal could be from a magnetar, a type of neutron star known to emit unpredictable bursts. However, magnetars don't typically emit narrowband signals, and certainly not in a precise mathematical cadence. So while scientific caution is wise, even many skeptics admit this one is different. The data refuses to be easily explained, and for many, that alone is enough to shift the conversation. Philosophical implications. What if it really is them? If this signal is indeed alien in origin, it raises profound questions. Why now? Why us? Why return to the same frequency and region of space after 47 years? Some believe it's a test to see how we've evolved. Others think it could be a breadcrumb trail guiding us toward deeper contact. And then there's the darker possibility: surveillance, observation. What if we're being studied, not welcomed? And what would it mean for religion, politics, society? Could we even survive the psychological impact of confirmation that we are not alone? These are no longer sci-fi hypotheticals. They are live questions facing us now in real time. Is the next step full contact? For decades, we've debated what a first message would look like. Now we may be holding it in our hands. The real question is, what comes next? If we respond, what do we say? Do we risk alerting them to our presence? Or have they always known? Should response be a global decision? Or will one nation act unilaterally? At the same time, SETI researchers are already preparing new dishes, amplifiers, and codebooks. The world's radio telescopes are now trained on Chi Sagittarii, waiting, hoping, fearing. We may be standing at the edge of a new age, one not of exploration, but of recognition. The signal that changes everything. The return of the O! Signal is more than an astronomical oddity. It is a cultural, scientific, and philosophical bombshell. Whether it proves to be an alien message or a misunderstood natural phenomenon, its timing, shape, and structure have captured the world's imagination and forced us to confront the possibility that the universe is not silent, but speaking. Maybe the question isn't whether we found them. Maybe it's whether they've finally decided to let us hear them again. Keep listening, keep watching the skies, and always keep your eyes on the unseen.